What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team FISHKNUCKLES, the YouTube channel. Today is Wednesday. I was going to say Broke Tuesday or Expanded Thursday or something, but it's not either one of those days. It's just Wednesday. We're talking about whatever we want to. And today we are going to cover the San Jose Regionals that's happened this past weekend. Now this tournament was expanded. For those who don't know, it does say expanded up here. Once again, shout out to Limitless TCG. Limitless, if you're looking for a sponsor, let me know. We can work together. First American sponsor, right here. But today we're looking at Limitless. They covered the top 8 decks from the San Jose Regionals, as well as some others. Like always, they have all of top 32, what they played, stuff like that. You see to the right. You're going to see a deck list. You can click that thing. It's going to pop the deck list. You can see that and see all the different deck lists, which is amazing. All right, so let's go over top 8. There were some very interesting decks. The very first one for top 8 is going to be Drew Kennett. He's playing Wailord Stall. That's what they called it. Let's open it up real quick. And we're going to see it's just 4 Wailord EX, 1 Wishy-Washy GX, and 1 Hoopa. And I imagine the Wishy-Washy GX is just because it's not weak to grass, as in Wailord is. If you look, Wailord, he is weak to grass. Weak to grass, 250 HP, so you're not going to knock him out immediately. While Wishy-Washy GX, he has 210 HP and weak to lightning. So that's kind of the difference right there. That's why they did play the Wishy-Washy. That's what I imagine. There's no energies in this deck, so definitely just because the weakness type. And 1 Hoopa, just to stall. It does make it where GX and EX Pokemon can't hurt you. So if your opponent's only playing GX or EX, you could definitely just like automatically win. And if they don't play a Hex Maniac or Garbodor, then you immediately just win, which is fantastic. And Hoopa can win you games that way. And we're going to notice his deck has no energy, like I said, and 54 trainers. AZ to heal, Skyla, Plumarina to discard some energies. Plumarina actually makes it really interesting because now with Plumarina, you can discard 2 cards from your hand and use your Tropical Beach to draw more cards. Because what used to happen back in the day with Wailord is you didn't have a way to discard cards in your hand. Like, you had Ultra Ball and stuff like that, but you don't really use them. Now with Plumarina, you can discard some cards in your hand, use Tropical Beach and fill it up to draw more cards. Acerola, so now we have AZ and Acerola, but Acerola can only pick up damage Pokemon, AZ pick up anybody. 3 Team Flare Grunt, 2 Rockets Handiwork, 1 Team Squirrel Grunt, which can discard any energies out of your opponent's hand. You see right here, you discard 2 cards from their hand, which is really good if they're going for a Shaman Loop, so that's something you could do. 1 Zoroark, discard a special energy or tool. Fan Club, so 1 Fan Club to search out any Pokemon they want to. 2 Pokemon, so you just search for 2 Pokemon, put it on your bench. But you have to draw into it. That's the thing. You have to draw into the Fan Club. There's no Lele's here. 1 Hue, 1 Lysander, 1 Lucamine. Lucamine is going to get back any 2 supporter cards, which is really nice because you can get back basically like 2 Plumarinas, maybe 2 Team Rocket's Handiworks, whatever you need. 1 Hue, 1 Lysander. Hue is actually a really good card as well. If you don't know what this card is, if you don't play a lot of Expanded, each player either draws or discard cards, so he or she has 5 cards in their hand. And what this can do, let's say your opponent has like 15 cards in their hand because they're just draw passing. You can then Hue them, put it on a 5, and kind of disrupt their draw passing. Try to play at a time because now you can discard cards out of their hand. Lysander, of course. No Guzma, just going for the Lysander here. Did I already cover Lucamine? Yeah, I already covered Lucamine. So yeah, 4 Max Potion to heal your Wailords, 4 Puzzle Time, 3 Crush Hammer, 3 Enhanced Hammer, 3 Robo Sub. Robo Sub is really good too. You can just promote it and make your opponent, they can take a knockout, but they don't take any prize cards. It does buy you a turn to like use a like a Team Flare Gun or something. Because if you're constantly AZing or using, like if you're constantly AZing or Acerola, you can't really ever have a chance to use your Team Flare Grunt. So with Robo Subs, you have that opportunity. 1 Heavy Ball. I kind of wish it was a Nest Ball. I kind of wish it was Nest Ball just to put it down. Like, because you're going to put it down when you Heavy Ball, like no matter what. But 1 Started Megaphone, 1 DOS Machine, so you can reuse any trainer card at your discard pile. 1 Palpad. Palpad shuffle 2 supported cards back in your deck, which is really nice with the VS Seeker because you can, not VS Seeker, with Puzzle because you can puzzle for Palpad and Lucamine just to fill more cards. That way you kind of don't deck out because that's a problem you might run into. 4 Tropical Beach to draw your 7 cards in your hand, and 1 Parallel City to put your opponent down to 3 for the majority of the time. So yeah, that is going to be the Wailord stall deck. Your Wailords never get knocked out. You use cards like Crush Hammer and Team Flare Gun and Enhanced Hammer to discard the energy on your opponent's side of the field, and then you win games that way. And that was probably one of the most interesting decks. Next up, we have Bodhi, Tracy, and Simon Nerode. Simon Nerode has not posted his deck list that I've seen. It does look like it's a Zoroark-Lycanroc deck, though, on his profile on Facebook. Or not his profile, but a picture on Facebook does show that it is a Lycanroc Zoroark deck. It's not just Zoroark. So that's one thing to note, that it's another Lycanroc Zoroark. But we actually have Bodhi Tracy's list. He actually did post it. It's right here. And this is going to be the first of many Zoroark decks. So we can't pick up all the way to show you exactly what's in there, but I can tell you what the cards are. It's 4 Zora, 3 Zoroark GXs, 1 Foul Play Zoroark that can copy any of your opponent's attacks, and 1 Zoroark with Mind Jack. 3 Lele, 2 Shaman, and 2 Eggs for Propagation, which partner very well with Zoroark GX, because now you can, discard the eggs with Propagation, and you're good to go. Like, you propagate, and then you can trade them away, which is really cool. 1/1 Grimer, Alola Muck, which Alola Muck kind of counters your Propagation, but definitely Mucks is just for, like, certain matchups, like Darkrai, you can shut down Dark Cloak, Volcanion, you can shut down Steam Ups, some stuff like that. Also, shuts down Sudowoodos, which you play in your deck as well, and 1 Sidestone. Now, the Side Sword is definitely in there for more of the Night March match, because if you notice, they play Karen. Karen shuffles Pokemon back into the deck, then you Karen the Quick Punch. They can't put Pokemon in the discard pile, which it did kind of change now, because Night March is playing Zoroark. We'll go over that here in a little bit for sure. But there's a Getzis to disrupt your opponent's item cards, hacks 1 in. There's no... you're going to notice there's no, like, Juniper or 1 in. There's 2 Course, because you are going to have a full bench. But you really don't need Juniper that much, since you have the 2 Course and you have the trade, so you're really good that way. You really just need that turn 1 Bridget. Of course, 2 Guzma, bring up off the Pokemon with the bench, 4 VS Seeker, 4 Ultra Ball, and 4 Puzzle to reuse 82 cards out of your discard pile. 2 Field Lord give you access to abilities. There's really not too many Garbodor decks running around and expanded, but just in case, you can shut them down. 2 Choice Band to do more damage. And 2 Flowstone, 1 Special Charge to give back those DCEs, Stretcher, Compressor. Compressor is going to discard supporter cards out of your deck. 4 DCE, 3 Skylight, 1 Computer Server Consistency. Zoroark is definitely the best, probably one of the best decks in format right now. Like, I would probably say it's easily one of the best decks in format right now. So that you're going to see a lot of Zoroark here in a second. So that is Bodhi Tracy's list. Actually, we don't see that many Zoroark in here, but you see, like, Zoroark is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 Zoroark right here in a row, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, there's a ton of Zoroark. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, no, 15 Zoroark stacks. I think it's, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 Zoroark decks. So out of top 32, more than 50% had Zoroark in their deck. And that does include the Night March players, because I think each one of these Night March players had it as well. So 17, 18, 19, 20. It is safe to say Zoroark is one of the best cards in the format right now, which is pretty crazy to see this so much dominance from a card. But next up is going to be Ahmed playing his Gyarados deck. Gyarados is a card that we really haven't seen too much anymore. But let's pull it up. Gyarados does have that full retaliation. This deck does 30 more damage for each damage counter on each of your bench Magikarp. Now, Magikarp only has 40 HP. I think it's 40, right? 40, 30, 40, 40, 30. 30 HP. But now this new Magikarp has this ability, Submerge. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks, both yours and your opponent. So now you can protect your Magikarps from being sniped on the bench, which is fantastic. And this is what's going to help out Gyarados a lot coming forward into this set. I'm really proud of Ahmed for doing this. It's really something that nobody was expecting, and I'm excited. I mean, both this and Wailord were 2 decks we didn't expect. Wailord was, I heard about Wailord somewhat, but I did not hear about Gyarados at all, so congratulations to him. But Gyarados, if you have 3 Magikarps down, let's see if each one has 2 damage counters on it. So 2, 4, 6, you do 180 damage easily with Gyarados. I did the math right in my head. I think it's 180, because you'll put 3 down, and then you can, of course, like, play Choice Band to do more damage, to hit 210, which is great numbers on, like, Zoroarks, so that's really nice to see. But 1/1 rim rate auxiliary, so you can Bissell Hand to draw 5 new cards. You have the Tapu Lele, Shaman, and Oricorio. Oricorio is going to help you out, maybe do some damage for how many Pokemon your opponent's discard pile. 1 damage card each Pokemon in the discard pile. The math is probably somewhat good. I don't know the math exactly because I don't play the deck. I don't think it helps against Night March too much because Gyarados is weak to Lightning, so I imagine that's just a weird matchup. I guess Oricorio could help out some maybe late game and knock out some Joltix or something. Maybe. I don't know. Shaman helps set up. You draw to have 6 cards in your hand. Or 6? No, yeah, 6. Yeah, it's Yuki 7. I always think of 7, but it's Yuki. And Lele, of course, to find a supporter card. Everything else is pretty much standard that we're going to see in a lot of these decks nowadays. We'll have to go some of the techie stuff, like the Gladian is really nice, so now you can find your prized Magikarp, because if you prize Magikarp, you're bad. You're in a bad situation. But now with Gladian, you can find those Magikarps, get them on your prize cards, and get them onto your bench, which is fantastic. And also, when you draw into the Gladian later on, you can reuse supporter card if needed. For Puzzle, of course, we're going to see Puzzle in a lot of decks, which is really interesting that we don't see Trevenant, but then Trevenant kind of loses its Zoroark, so maybe that's why you don't really see Trevenant too much. The next interesting card is definitely the Team Magma Secret Base. If you know what Gyarados does, if you played Gyarados, you know what Team Magma Secret Base does. When you play this, when you put a base Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you take 2 damage counters. This is kind of how, like, Drampa used to play. You do damage that way, but now with Gyarados, you put down each Magikarp. They take 20 damage, which is perfect, because Magikarp only has 30 HP. And you're going to build up the damage that way. So that's going to be the Gyarados deck. Not much else to talk about. I mean, 4 Dive Ball, search for a Water Pokemon. 4 Ultra Ball, just maximum consistency here. But yeah, congrats to Med for playing this really interesting Gyarados deck. But next up, we actually have 3 of the same decks. I'm not going to spend too much time about them, because I think they're all the same exact list, if I remember correctly. Let's see. Let me see if I can look at it real quick. Let's see. Okay, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. And let's see here. I mean, they look the same. If there is a difference, there's like a very minimal difference, like so different that you had to break down each deck. But this is Night March. Now, the thing about Night March is it got 1st, 3rd, and 4th place, and also it got 20th. We don't have Brian's list. It got 27th, and it got 32nd. I wonder if Peter plays the same. It looked like the same list as well. They got 1st, so this list got 1st and 32nd place. Maybe. Let's see. Let me look at Azul's deck quick. I think it looks exactly the same. Yeah, it looks exactly the same. So it's funny that I got 1st and 32nd deck. I think Peter is the one who actually made the deck, if I remember correctly. But we'll go over Night March here in a second. The next deck we're going to look at is actually Eduardo playing his Zoroark-Lycanroc deck. And going into this tournament, if I was going to play, it would definitely be Zoroark-Lycanroc. I played Quad Zoroark for a League Cup and lost to Zoroark-Lycanroc, noticing how good it actually is. So I'm actually excited that I got 2nd place. Unfortunately, I did lose in the finals. But let's go over the deck. So Zora, Zoroark GX, of course, with the trade, trade and Riotous Beating. He plays the 1 Zoroark, and this is going to be the Mind Jack one. He doesn't play the other one that we saw Bodhi played. Yeah. But we see a 2 Lycanroc, a 3 Rockruff. And Lycanroc, what's this going to do? It has that really good ability, Bloodthirsty Eyes, to bring a Pokemon off the bench to the active. And also, the bigger thing in here is it has the attack Claw Slash. Now, this is going to help a lot against the Mirror Match, because now Lycanroc can one-shot a Zoroark very, very easy, because you can do 220 and knock him out that way. It does need a fighting in DCE, but once you're powered up, you're good to go. And put your opponent definitely in a tough spot. He did play Sudowoodo, which is going to help out in the Mirror Match as well, but most of these decks did play Sudowoodos to kind of counter the Mirror Match. And when I play the Mirror Match, it kind of comes down to who goes first to get the Sudowoodo down, because whoever gets the Sudowoodo down first, you definitely get a bigger advantage because you can fill your bench up, which is really nice. Of course, the Execute to propagate discard with Zoroark GX. 3 Lele to help set up 1 Shaman and 1 Oricorio, which I like Oricorio a lot in this deck more than I like Sidestone after playing it, because Oricorio can help a lot against Night March, but we see that it was not enough, unfortunately, in the finals. But 2 Juniper, we actually see Juniper in his list, 2 End, 1 Bridge, and 1 Chorus, where the other list we see multiple Chorus and no Junipers. One Ace Rolly Hill, your Pokemon, X-Maniac, a Mallow. I don't think we've seen Mallow the other list either, but Mallow is going to be able to put 2 cards top your deck. Use that trade ability and draw it to him immediately. There is 1 Pokemon Communication, which is very interesting. You reveal a Pokemon in your hand, put it to your deck. If you do, search deck for another Pokemon and put it into your hand. So basically, you trade a Pokemon for a Pokemon, which is really nice. You don't have to waste like an Ultra Ball to get that stuff out, which is really cool to see. I'm just looking at everything else. So 3 Skyfall, 2 Flowstone, Target Whistle, that's a card there we could bring up. Target Whistle, put a basic Pokemon from your opponent's discard pile onto their bench, which could be really nice if they have like a Shaman or Tapu Lele in the discard pile. Maybe somebody with low HP, you can Target Whistle it out and take a knock on it to win the game, which is really, really cool. 1 Guzma, no Lysander, really no Lysander is really needed in this type of deck because you can switch between attackers fairly easily with that stand-in Zoroark. But there's no special charge in the deck. Now something I was looking for. So no special charge. Instead, he's just going to rely on the puzzle time and no special charge that way. But yeah, but 4 DC and 2 Fighting Energy. Of course, the Fighting Energy is for the Lycanroc. Especially like turn 1. If you get Fighting Energy out of Rockruff turn 1, you're good to go. Because now your opponent is like, what do I do? Do I worry about that 1 Fighting Energy? Or do I knock out the Zoras? Which is definitely a big consideration. I guess it depends on the matchup too. Because like, if it's the mirror match, then like Zoroark definitely better go after those Rockruffs because they're very, very scary. So yeah, that's gonna be Eduardo's list. And don't worry, I do have a planned interview with Eduardo later on, so hopefully we'll get that up and we'll talk about his matches, talk about the deck and everything like that. I think that is one of the more interesting decks. I mean, we know what Gyarados does. Yeah, it's interesting. Wailord, I mean, it's Wailord. There's really not much to talk about this. Like Gyarados, you kind of just load up. I mean, it'd be interesting having an interview with Ahmed as well about his Gyarados deck, but we're going to definitely talk with Eduardo about his Zoroark-Lycanroc deck, because it's a deck we definitely haven't seen done well at a regionals. It's definitely something new that we've never seen before, so that's why I kind of want to cover it. But let's go over Night March. This is going to be Night March's 2nd win of the year, which is crazy that Night March has won twice now. I don't know what I just clicked. Oh, I clicked the Zol's name. Oh, that's something cool about this website. If you don't know, if you click their name, you can see how well they do at other guest tournaments. Yeah, so we see, you know, this is everything he's done so far. I think it's ranked by money, I guess. I don't know how it's ranked by money. But let's see. Oh, he's won over $20,000. Wow. Yeah, over 20,000. Oh, because he won San Jose and he won, he won Orlando Regionals last year. The one we streamed. We actually streamed that Regionals he won with. But he's gotten first. Okay, so now I'll see it's from top to bottom. He's gotten first at San Jose. He got 14th at Vancouver. He got 3rd at Daytona. 41st at Hartford. 47th at Fort Wayne, and that's pretty much it. But I mean, with this by itself, like, he's earned so many points already. Like, it is ridiculous. I have no idea what this PTS means on the side. I don't know what that means. But yeah, congrats to Zol for winning. Let's go over his deck quick. And like I said, this is a deck that maybe more than 4 people played it. But it's just Night March. But now, like I said, they are including Zoroark GX in the deck. It is definitely the best card in the format right now. I don't care what anybody says. Zoroark GX is definitely the best card in the format right now, no matter what. Marshadow is in there as well to counter the Zoroark decks, because now you can hit for weakness, which is really nice. Zoroark is good as well, just to be able to trade, discard stuff in your hand. And also, if you're Cairn plus Quake Punch, you can use Zoroark to discard your Night Marchers and power up your Night March stack that way. Nothing really changes in this list. They play Douse Machine, which is not too much of a surprise to get a trainer card to your discard pile. Everything else is pretty much, like, not standard, but it's definitely something we've seen in other Night March decks. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Puzzle Time is almost in every single deck. How many decks is Puzzle Time in? It's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, because he definitely plays Puzzle. So 5. Bodhi played Puzzle. I don't know if Simon played Puzzle, and Drew played Puzzle. So I'm pretty sure out of all 8 decks played Puzzle of Time. That is insane to think about. That is insane that all Type 8 decks played Puzzle Time. That's just how good Puzzle is nowadays. So yeah, there we go. There's the top 8 decks from San Jose Regionals. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Shout out to Limitless one more time for setting this up, doing everything. I really do appreciate it. And let me know what you think about top 8. I mean, Wow, I just now realized that like 6 out of the top 8 had Zoroark in it, and all 8 decks had puzzle time in it. That is insane. Yeah, I want to play puzzles. Yeah, he play puzzles. Yeah, right. Puzzles are in his deck too, right? But make sure I ain't crazy. Yeah, puzzles are in every single deck in top 8. Wow, that is insane to see. I did not see that till now. So after I did this video, yeah. So guys, but hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great Wednesday. Hit that subscribe button. Let's hit 10K before end of December. Be amazing. Have a great day. Alrighty, bye. Alright guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.